What's good, y'all? It's your boy 52 Games here, and welcome back to another gaming video. So today we're going to be doing something very different than our usual. We're just going to dive directly into the game Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and we're going to do a deep dive on the lore and what the lore is about, where they get the ideas of the story of Eivor and his family. But before we do that, let's get a brief look into what Assassin's Creed Valhalla is about. Now, Assassin's Creed Valhalla tells a story of Eivor Varinsdieter, a Viking raider, leading their clan to establish a new home in 19th century England. Driven from Norway by conflict and dwindling resources, Eivor and their clan seek to settle in the fragmented kingdoms of England. The game blends historical events with fictional narratives as Eivor becomes embroiled in the ancient conflict between the Assassin's Brotherhood and the Templar Order, known as the Ancients in this game. Additionally, a modern-day storyline follows Layla, an assassin who relives Eivor's memories to try and save the Earth. Now, a brief backstory into what we're going to get into. So, we're going to talk about the history that made the story of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now, Assassin's Creed franchise is a bit like a historical roller coaster. They have their ups and downs, but the developers reference for source material and a passion for bringing history to life. As on time-traveling longship, back to the 9th century, Assassin's Creed Valhalla chronicles the invasion of Saxon England by the Vikings as completely unqualified historian, which is me. Imagine being a priest of early Christianity. Your life is made up of reading, worshiping, and tending to your local monasteries. Now, life isn't fun, but it's better than living a life of toil as a farmer. Then one day, as you look out towards the sea, the fog living on the surface of the water, obscuring your vision, you hear a horn as if borne by the fog. Ships appear from the void, carrying a people scary enough to strike fear into your hearts and underwear.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
A dagger impales the head priest of your cousin, just visiting the chapel at the wrong time, like a Halloween costume on Christmas. It sounds like a movie scene, doesn't it? But this is a true event of 793 AD in England, when the raiding party raided the small northern island of Liechtenstein. The raid of the Liechtenstein is arguably the first chronicled appearance in England of the people we know as Vikings. History is imperfectly recorded and reek of the bias of whoever wrote it. This was mostly misunderstood about the Viking Age. They never left any evidence of their lives, beliefs, or history, while the people who felt the burn of their raiding and pillaging of these pirates, or Vikings, which is like Vikings is Norse for pirates, have written it for them. Pretty much almost all of our imperfect knowledge of these warriors come from a document known as the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, which retroactively documented many encounters between Dark Age England and the Vikings from the late 8th century to the 12th. Expectedly, the Vikings have been painted in an apocalyptic light similar to the sea people of the Bronze Age collapse. As the Western Roman Empire receded during the 4th century AD, so too did the structure of government across Europe. Much of the continent had been under Roman rule for so long that no living person could remember a time when the SPQR hadn't adorned every official building or war camp. What was left after this significant retrification of culture and power was the people of the empire who found themselves in a vacuum. Power grabs around Europe carved out kingdoms that we recognize today, but in the far north of Europe, things were different. A variety of people inhabited the modern-day countries Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. Their lives was mostly rural, mainly of agriculture and fishing. Fast forward between 793 AD and 892 AD, the Vikings made several surprise attacks on the English coast, even conquering the Scottish islands of Scotland and Orkney. These quick, vicious attacks focused in coastal towns and religious establishments. These Vikings were a pagan people who had no love for monolithic Christianity that was dominating most of the Europe. Priests weren't known for carrying weapons, and monasteries often held jewels and gold, not to maintain food, clothes, and livestock. Without a standing army or navy, England's made for ripe pickings for these enterprising Norsemen. It is here where we must diverge from the path of history into the woods of myth and legend, written many generations after the invasions of the Vikings. The Icelandic sagas tell the tale of a warrior king called Ragnar Lodbrok, whom after a misadventure was captured by the king of Northumbria. The king had Ragnar cast into a pit of venomous snakes, so his 4 sons across the Scottish islands were enraged when they heard of their father's fate. They gathered what they considered a large army at the time of 3,000 men and sailed for the coast of East Anglia, landing at 865 AD. At that point though, no one completely or really knows what happened, but that really sums up the lore of Valhalla, or at least that's what it's based on. And so guys, we're probably going to do a more of a deep dive into the gameplay style and how the game plays and how much fun I had playing this game, and maybe do a little bit dive into build crafting, but we'll see. Depends on if the video is long or not. But if you guys have enjoyed today's video, want to see more videos like this, man, pretty much you guys hit that subscribe button and let me know what other games lore you want me to cover in the comments. And guys, I'm out. You did catch the next one. Peace. And so guys, when it comes to gameplay on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, let's just say it's not very stealth based. Now you can do stealthy, and they do have some stealthy missions, but the game is basically more focused on hand-to-hand combat and full frontal assaults, along with pillaging and raiding, as there are multiple ways to raid. As soon as you enter a town or a distrust area, if it's near the river or close near your territory, you are able to call and use your horn and start a raid. Now when it also comes to build crafting, the build crafting is, I wouldn't say it's so simple. It's very easy if you want to go for more frontal and critical damage. They do have gear sets and build sets, which is a step away from the usual Assassin's Creed playstyle of just get a stronger piece of gear and put it on. Well, you can decide which way or which route you want to go and make it to where your damage is fully invested in, or if you want to go a defensive route, that is perfectly fine as well. But they have lots of cool powers and abilities and skills that you can choose from when it comes to build crafting, and I definitely recommend you guys go ahead and give that a look and check out. Now when it comes to traveling, they do have fast travel points, and it is very convenient, and you can fast travel once you find a synchronization spot. Every synchronization spot you can fast travel to from any point in the game, which is super convenient and makes the game a lot more fast paced. Now the game itself is very long. I want to say up to like 100 hours of gameplay, if not 120 or so. I'll probably correct myself or correct in the comments, but yeah guys, that's really it for this video, man. I really enjoyed making this video. It's definitely different from what I usually do, and I just want you guys to understand that I am a variety content creator, and I would love for you guys to give me some games for me to play and try. I love solo games, but I also love MMORPGs. So yeah guys, I'm out.
I feel like Bruno, but call me Uno, cause I got one of them with me. And I'm a beast, pity, this shit gon' bang, shitty, gotta put on for my city, bitch I keep everything I done had enough, all this money got me acting up. Niggas be mad as fuck, cause they know I gotta bag it up.